of it?
Barocco.
What is the name of it?
Barocco.
It's called Barocco. Y'all got to check it out. And it's Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the AMJ Pod. Nice to have you back. We're going to have a great show today. 3, 2, 1.
Wow. Benji gets XP. He gets XP every episode. What's going on, guys? This is another AMJ Pod. We are the Anime Junkies. It's your boy NoxFX. Co-host.
It's your boy Casey Silverback, aka Kervens. You already know what time it is. We back. We're never leaving, baby.
I love that new shit. And last but never least, Benjimoto-san.
Yo, what is up, guys?
What's going on?
Dude, I'm pumped. Dude, we gotta. I know I say this, a lot because I get excited when we get new guests on. But bro, today, I don't know. I've been pretty hyped from this, and just hearing you guys kind of talk before. This is gonna be a great episode.
I already know it.
So I know I kind of like. There's some people coming.
Talk your shit. You know what we're doing today? Today we're gonna be
Nerding.
We're gonna be nerding with friends.
There we go.
We're gonna be nerding with friends.
We're nerding out, baby.
Talk to me.
What up?
What it do? What it do?
There it is. There it is, guys.
What's going on, y'all? Thanks for having us. The Nerding with Friends crew is finally in the house.
Let's
do?
Let's go.
Been a long time coming.
Yes,
Glad
sir.
to finally get this thing on and popping.
Yes, sir.
Let's
And you
go.
know what? It's the best time. Right now is the best time. So, what's going on, guys? Tell us about yourselves.
Yeah, man, what's good, y'all? It's your boy C-Ro Money, that's C.RO $. Host of the Nerding with Friends podcast. I'm here today with the Anime Junkie podcast with
Yes,
my
sir.
co-host, Codename Comet.
Salutations, my fellow blurs, nerds, and peaceful herds. It's your boy Codename Comet here for the first time and not the last time with the Anime Junkies. Thank you for having us, brothers.
Listen.
Hey, listen. Thank you for coming on the pod, for real.
I love when you do that, bro.
Hey.
I'm all for a solid intro, bro. That's it.
Thank you.
I love it. I love it.
Listen, chef's kiss.
Respect,
Chef's kiss.
I love that shit.
Yeah. When
So-
I tell you it came from out of nowhere, it came from out of nowhere.
I can tell it
dog.
came
I
from
feel
the
like-
heart.
Yeah, man. I was like, I think at the time, when we started, it was like COVID time, and
COVID.
about that time, I think it had been at least 3 years straight of us saying, "Yo, bro, we've been talking for an hour about anime stuff. We've been talking about manga. We've been in this for a good hour.
Yeah.
When are we going to record this?"
Mhm.
And honestly, COVID hit, and that kind of pushed a lot of different things. When I got that STEMI check, and I still had a job, I'm like, I need let me get that going ahead, that laptop, and that's honestly how we got started. And 5 years later, here we are.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
All
Listen, we love that because that's kind of similar to ours. Not the whole starting during COVID, but we had a lot of friends and family pushing us to be like, hey, listen, you guys are doing a lot of you guys are putting free game out there.
Mm-hmm.
Go out there, start the podcast, and get shit rolling. And that's what we did. So I love that story that I heard from you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Chris, man, talk to us, man. Well, tell us your side of the story. There's always two sides of the coin, man. You guys are a power team.
Yeah, man. So me and Codename met back in college. You know the meme. My computer made us friends.
Well,
I think we both
yeah.
signed up for the dorms like very last minute, so they threw us in together.
Mhm.
And he sent the email out, and he was like, "Yo, this me. That's what I'm about." And somewhere in there, he said something about Dragon Ball Z, and I was like, "Bro, I just downloaded every movie. I got Dragon Ball from Dragon Ball GT. We in there. That's what we doing this semester. And
Really?
That's where the love
Yes,
of
sir.
anime came from, man. It just
Oh, so he was
Ah,
part
so
of the
he sparked it.
Yeah, go ahead,
Oh,
talk
yeah.
your shit, man.
No, I was gonna say that's yeah. So he was the one that gave you the push to like get into, or did you have interest before? Did you know anything about anime?
Yeah, I think we've both been
okay.
long anime fans, man. My anime love goes back to like Fox Kids and WB even before.
Taking it way back.
Okay. No, I got you misunderstood. So you're saying once you knew that he was an anime guy, you guys were in college. You said, okay, let me go ahead and start downloading shit because I'm gonna lock in.
Okay. Literally that, bro.
I had it ready.
That's fire.
I had just downloaded it. I'm like, I'm gonna be watching this by myself, and then my roommate go out. He's like, oh, we good.
Okay. So you're thinking like me. I feel that.
Well, dog, when I tell you it was the most serendipitous situation, because like you said, it was last minute. I don't even think I got my letter to FAU or whatever at the college until like a couple of days before. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'm going here. Let me go ahead and figure out every situation in terms of rooming and all of that. And since it's last minute, I didn't expect to get anything. But when they called, I'm like, okay, well, I don't have time to go meet anybody. Let me go ahead and get on this computer and say what's up. Because I'm really not the most outgoing dude, but there's times where I'm just like, F it, what else am I gonna do?
Yep.
So when it came to that, I'm trying to figure out who my roommate is. I gotta spend time and live with you, and I'm generally not the party goer. I'm trying to just sit back, draw, and talk anime all day. So my 100%. Thought process is, dang man, let me just go ahead and put it out there, closed mouths don't get fed. So let me just start fishing. Let's see what's up. And it just so happened that he started talking about, everything that I was talking about. And I swear we might have talked for another full day. I'm like, something, yes.
I can rock with this guy.
Shout out to God on that one.
Big
God. Put that's in the life.
Yeah, 100%.
He's always working.
And
always
he's got the best algorithm.
Yeah.
Oh, bro. That's the best way to put it.
That's
literally.
That's really the best way to put it, bro. That's the only algorithm, brother.
For real.
It's all divine timing, man. Literally everything that happens just happens for a reason, and that's why we're here today.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
listen, that resonates with me like big time.
That was big. So I wanted to say one thing, right? Before we get into, we had a couple questions that we had prepared for you guys. We said this off screen a lot, right? I just wanted to touch on this. You guys are literally we see ourselves. When I tell you we went through the same exact thing, man, we were giving up free game. And we're like, bro, we got, what are we doing, bro? We gotta, and even then, and a lot of, how you mentioned how you're not really the most outgoing person. People think that we just come on here and everything's cool, everything's gravy, Ben's cool. He had, even after we already agreed, we have all the things, he had to pull me out of the house to shoot the first, bro, I promise you. And I was, sweating bullets out. But, you have to get uncomfortable, bro. And that's the one thing that I learned from doing this shit, bro.
It's true, bro.
You have to get uncomfortable. You have to put yourself out there, bro. You have to, bro. You can't worry about the things that you can't control because you'll never get. Go ahead.
No, you about to say it. You'll never get anything done. As an artist, I'm a perfectionist, dog. I know that to the fullest.
Yeah, man.
It wasn't until recently, a couple of years ago, where we just started getting to that point where I'm just like, you know what? I have all of these ideas. I want to work with graphic design. I'm doing a lot of this stuff for work. I like video production, and there was a video back in the day. I remember I just pieced a bunch of stuff together to make a Soulja Boy video. And it was just something I enjoyed doing. And I literally, it was like one of them classics. So I thought about nowadays, and I'm looking if I already have the idea, throw it out there, see what happens,
100%.
See how people respond to it. And more often than not, I think we got a post going right now. I'm like, this is just a funny idea I had in my head. Literally, is just I think it's Goku. I saw a post about Sean Simmel passing out, voicing Goku.
Yeah.
And then I went on TikTok, or I went on CapCut. I was like, So I bet he was singing his butt off.
Yeah.
Found a little.
I know.
I want to say, this is probably how it was.
Yeah, I watched it. Yo, that was good. I know exactly what video you're talking about.
It's just little ideas like that, and it's just the more often they come, it's just you get to a certain point where it's I don't even want to gatekeep this idea for me. Who knows if someone just sees this and they just burst out laughing, they just needed that for the day.
Yeah, man.
Because I know when I thought about it, that's what I needed. So. That's I feel like a lot of this stuff happens.
Yeah, bro, it's the same thing for us. It's there was a lot of stuff that we were talking about behind the scenes, and once we actually put those thoughts into this and actually seeing the engagement that we were getting, it all came full circle. It's damn, there's people who actually align with my thoughts, and that hit bigger than anything.
100%.
You know what I mean? Even like talking to people that we've been like connecting with, and they're like, yo, I've been seeing a lot of your theories like there. I was like, damn, this shit really is like, it was like a monumental moment just to,
eye-opening.
Yeah.
It's eye-opening.
Just to see that.
And I also got to just say, like, to give you guys some credit, like, also good, it takes good content. And to give you, you know, flowers, you guys, your page looks great. Like, the stuff that you guys put out, it looks really, really good. So, like, that's a whole nother, like, yeah, you have that passion, that consistency, but then you have good stuff, right? You know, and that's what really people can really help you push, you know, get to that next level.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's a
Much
collaborative
appreciated.
effort.
Yeah, it's something we've been working on, you know, from, I think, dang, it'll be what, 5 years next month, 2 months? Yeah, man. From just like,
that's a big thing, bro.
Yeah, like I was looking at our old post today, and I was just telling them, like, man, we've come such a long way from how this used to look to like what we're doing now. So you know, you learn so many lessons and failure and just growing from that. It's been a great ride, man. I'm excited to where it's gonna take us, and I'm glad we're here right now with y'all sharing, you know, some like-minded views, except when it comes to fairy tale. You know,
we're gonna get into that.
Chris gonna hate, bro. It's all right.
Listen,
like
Chris,
I said, Bill's character.
Chris, this is when you're gonna lose me, brother.
So listen, I got one thing to say, and then we're gonna get into the fun shit. The reason why we're here, I know we mentioned it took some time for us because it has been a couple months, right? That we've been trying to get to, like, really get this done. We're here, like we said, things happen for a reason. Now we're here. Let's do it.
Yes,
this is the time. So I have a question for you guys. The first question: who is Nerding with Friends? What, as a podcast, what is it? What are you guys about? Tell the folks.
Okay, so Nerding with Friends, really, like my vision of it, it's a podcast from the perspective of two writers and a aspiring artist, you know, in our love of anime, manga, television, gaming, and beyond. Truthfully, we always listen to everybody and we see what everyone else is talking about. And I feel like in a lot of cases, and I'm not pointing fingers or putting anybody down, but there's a lot of low-hanging fruit that people focus on. Like there's a lot of things that happen within the shows that I don't feel like get depicted on. Like I'm the type of person who will watch a anime just specifically for the animation and how good it is, and I'll pinpoint, oh man, they did all of this in this frame here and all of this stuff, and this is so cool, bro. Like how do people not talk about this? And I think of this from a genuine appreciation of it. It's from a complete respect from the standpoint that not only is it like something that's grueling work, but it's a magnificent piece of artwork that purposely, or excuse me, doesn't always get the amount of respect that I think it should. I think a lot of people look at any kind of anime or manga or animation of any kind and they think it's for children. But then you actually start to look into the stories and you start to feel a little bit more characters. I mean, there's a reason why I cling so hard to fairy tale, because genuinely it found me when I was at a low point of my life. And to have that connection to a show what's all about, you know, not just the power of friendship, but you see their triumphs within that. You start to build a little bit of, you know, contempt and like, you know, pride for yourself. And you start to operate a little bit different. And you start to see a lot of these things align with a lot of the stories and a lot of the themes of these stories. And purpose, and honestly, like I just thought it was something that, or not even I, but we just, is something that needed to be talked about a little bit more from the, I guess just from the, you know,
the general
the
public
point of view. The point of view from someone who actually cares more about, you know, what's hot.
The little things. Yeah, absolutely. Chris,
man.
I was gonna say, go ahead.
Just wanted to, you know, have a community for blurs and like-minded people to come together. You know, we're not the only ones that have these ideas, but you know, there's some things that maybe people didn't think about. So we want to bring that to attention, focus on, you know, the popular things, but still give love to the aspects that people might not focus on. And really, at the end of the day, it's really just about community. We love having people over on our podcast.
Yeah, man.
Can't wait to get y'all boys on.
Come on, let's do it. We're ready.
Nerding with friends, man. That's what
That's what we're doing.
Listen.
Go ahead,
Oh,
Chris.
yeah, my bad.
Go ahead.
That I loved hearing that because that's essentially what we're trying to do. Like, we want to bring the community together. Like, we want this place to be a safe haven for everybody to come here and give out their point of views, because there's a lot of people out there who don't get an opportunity to actually talk their shit. You know, like there's people out there who create so much content, and they're huge.
Great content, by the way.
Great content. There's a lot of people who have amazing content, and I see them. And some people are stuck in niches, or some people have like certain topics that they focus on, but they have a vast knowledge of so many different animes and mangas, and I'm sure they would love to come and actually just blurt it out.
Yeah, man.
You know, voice their opinions and actually bring it to fans who resonate with those certain opinions that they didn't even think that other people would agree with or align with them.
Right.
And
go ahead.
Yeah, real quick. So, and just to piggyback off that, and that's why we do it. And I'm so happy that we're able to get you guys here again at the perfect time, because that's the initiative. There are going to be views that we're not even going to see. We're not going to, like, for example, Dom, your first 30-second synopsis on why you fuck with Fairy Tail almost flipped me.
They got one.
I'm not all the way there yet.
Almost.
But I looked at the screen, he was talking for a second. I said, oh, wow. Okay, I never looked at it like that. But that's the point. You know what I mean? Because, listen, this is an open table. We want to have these conversations. As long as you have a love for anime, you have a love for the geek life. We're not going to boil the ocean, but we want to get as much coverage as possible, because there's a lot of things we want to talk about, comics, stuff like that. If you have a point of view, you want to voice something, we're here. This is what we're doing. So that's what I got to say. I love what you guys are doing, man. Yeah. I love it.
Bridging the gap and bringing the community together.
Yeah, man.
Much love.
Yeah,
all respect.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Kurz, you're next, man.
Listen, so the next question, I'm going to go with Dom first. Listen, you ready for this?
All right, what you got?
All right, listen, give us your original origin story on how your life of like anime and manga started.
Okay. All right, so at the age of 5, my dad, he saw me, my brother, and my cousin arguing about something. I don't remember what it was. Probably a video game of some sort. I'm going to assume it was just Street Fighter, because we just get it in.
Yeah, probably.
And it was one of them days where I think it was just raining outside. He said, hey, man, y'all get off this game. And he brought a fat stack. And he slapped that bit down. He cracked that bitch open. And it was nothing but loads and loads of drawings of Goku, Magneto, Storm, Gambit. He had a Gambit where I swear I stared at it for a solid 5 minutes. And immediately I looked at him and said, this is you? And he was like, yeah, I used to do this all the time. I was like, really?
Pops.
And Pops. Pops, you a superhero?
Yeah, pretty much.
And, you know, so it took me a solid like 13 years before I really started getting into it. My cousin came home. We went to it. We had so that's what kind of got me into drawing. I've been drawing ever since 13, at year 13, my cousin, we're at a Airbnb or something like that, whatever it was back in the time. And it's late at night. I can't sleep. And I'm just laying there. I think I just wake up in the middle of the night, or I look up and I just see there's lights on the TV. And I'm pretty sure he's watching Lupin the Third. And that was the very first anime I've ever seen. And I didn't know anything was going on, but I just saw like the crazy characters. I saw the movement and all of that. And I'm pretty sure after that, Inuyasha came on.
Oh,
it was
wow.
the first time I heard that loud ass. That's the one that got me. Inuyasha was the one that actually clung me to anime. And then from there, I think my dad just kind of got us more into Dragon Ball Z. I remember collecting all of the tapes. We used to have all of the volumes and the sagas literally side by side. We collected all the toys, which I'm kicking myself now because I know I left money on the table. And honestly, man, it just over time, like my brother went off to college. He kind of got me a little bit more into it, because there was points where like I would keep up with Dragon Ball Z, but I didn't really dive into anime until my brother introduced me to One Piece. And
Wow.
I think he had only heard about it because of, I think it was on Just for Kids. But I'll be honest, I never made it that long into watching Saturday morning cartoons. I would watch like the first maybe 2 hours, and then I was off by about 11. You know, I was trying to get outside, and I'm pretty sure One Piece was on by that time.
100%.
So yeah, that's really what got me started. I think over time, and then like you mentioned that I got Chris on the anime. I don't think I got Chris on to any of this stuff, but I will genuinely say, like, from the heart, I think being Chris's best friend and us like having everything we got going on, like it definitely kept me more and more involved to the point where I genuinely started to look at it like a true art form.
I love that.
Chris,
I love that.
hey, you're that. Let's hear yours.
Tough act to follow, right?
Yeah. Yo, Dom is on some like he's taking me on a journey right now. I'm going on a spiritual journey, bro.
Nah, it's great.
I love it, bro.
That's why we're
I
here.
love it.
But it's a good balance. Me and my brother are nothing the same. Yeah. Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, man. So if we're just talking like just strictly anime, like I was watching anime before I knew it was anime. I think it was like the Pokemon when it first came out, and then I got into Digimon real heavy.
Oh, hell yeah.
And like I'll take it back for y'all, man. Metabots.
Yeah, that's the journey. We're walking the same walk, brother.
The metaphors.
We're walking on the same sidewalk. We're walking on the same sidewalk.
For a meta beat bopping?
Yeah.
Oh
my God.
Let's go, man.
Yeah.
This is
Fighting
not going to be the
Foodons.
Yes.
Yeah,
fighting Foodons.
Monster Rancher.
Monster Ranchers. That's
so
crazy.
These are all like my first anime starter stuff, and then the OG triple OG came into my life.
There it is.
Dragon Ball Z, and it just changed the game, man. I remember because I would always see like the commercials and stuff for it, but I never watched it because like I like to start stuff from the beginning. It was too far in the woods, and it was
streaming wasn't out yet.
Yeah, exactly. It missed it. It's gone.
Yeah.
Power Rangers was on. Remember that? So
come on. Beetleborgs.
Beetleborgs was that joint.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Hey, I heard Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
I heard what?
Come on now. Hey.
Go ahead.
Chris, I ain't gonna lie to you.
We're here,
bro. I see you, brother.
Bro, yeah, we see you, brother.
I see you, brother.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all boys bring the funk. Y'all boys. Ben, you gotta get that. Ben, you gotta get that.
Wait a second.
You gotta get that fucking shot.
Listen.
You gotta get that fucking shot. Oh yeah, let me get in there too.
Let me get everybody in there. Hold on.
Y'all boys, we didn't even have to tell you need a sword. We didn't have to tell them you need a sword to get in. They already had the sword.
They knew. Listen, they knew.
Guys,
they knew.
If you guys are watching the latest episode and you know you're booked to come here, you have to get a sword. You better have a sword.
And if you don't,
stay strapped.
And
stay
if you
strapped.
don't have one, by the end of the pod, we're gonna figure something out.
We'll freak it.
Yeah.
Give me that sword shot one more time. Everybody put
it.
up your sword right now. I want to
me.
see that.
You know me. You know me. Yes, sir.
That's crazy.
Off that Hyrule sword.
Yeah, man. Hyrule. I was gonna say Master Sword, but I didn't see the. Is that what? I get it. That shit's going crazy. Nah, it's the Master. That's it. I want that. I want that.
So Chris and Dom, I got a question for you. But so like, I started anime. I was really into Pokemon. I love doing that. I love playing all the Game Boys. I watched a little bit, but I got a little bit later in life. I got the interest, and I did 7 Deadly Sins. I watched all Hunter x Hunter, Parasite. I did, pretty common ones. But these guys, they got me. I got a sword. We went all. We've done some crazy stuff, and I've just loved like experiencing all this new stuff. And they talked to me about nerding with friends, but they also mentioned a little bit about I think the Countdown Publishing, and I wanted to know what is it? I like. How did you guys get involved in it? Like, is it? Yeah, give us a little bit of our audience a little bit of a background on Countdown Publishing.
Yeah, so Countdown Publishing is like the parent company per se. We kind of did it backwards and forwards at the same time. It's kind of like this weird, like, you think Baby from Dragon Ball GT, like did Baby make the Doctor and then the Doctor made Baby?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
So,
wow.
It's crazy because
good description.
That's
a really good description. That's exactly
you guys
how
are
that
both good at like just putting a picture in like
Bro,
a
this is
image,
good.
bro. I love it.
Yeah,
good.
man. Like when we met in college, you know, I had done writing. I co-authored and self-published my first book when I was in high school.
That's huge. Shout
Wow.
out, bro.
Wow.
Shout out.
Yeah.
That's huge, brother.
Yeah,
we need to get a soundboard. We'll get a soundboard. Next time you guys are here, we're gonna have the soundboard. But big ups, that's huge, man.
That's huge.
Yeah,
go ahead.
That, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, you know, superheroes, that was really big for me. You know, that was part of my draw for Dragon Ball Z. I'm like, oh, they fighting like Superman.
Yes,
You know what I mean? Like I get it. Okay. So you know, I was doing a lot of writing at the time, and Dom was doing a lot of drawing, and for as smart as we are,
super team.
That year we were together, we did absolutely nothing.
We didn't do a damn.
We did absolutely nothing.
Oh my gosh! So we
That is
came
hilarious.
to school with stories. We didn't do anything. We didn't even try.
Yeah.
No, actually,
Stories
we made
ready.
one video. We hit gold on the video and didn't do anything after that.
Oh
We
wow.
didn't do anything. But you know,
That's
we
the
got older, and our skills developed. You know, I
Sharpened.
went to school for writing.
Mm-hmm.
Dom, you know, always
I went to Life University.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
That's what it is.
consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That's me, brother.
Long story
Hey
short,
man,
Countdown Publishing.
it's place for
is-
both of us.
Yes, sir. Sorry, Chris.
Oh, you're good, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
Countdown Publishing. It's a publishing company where we get a lot of artists together. We get a lot of writers together. If you're working on a story, you know, we'll workshop with you. We'll let you know like what's working, what can be improved. We do some editing. We have a ton of prints. Shout out to man, I'm gonna give y'all his @ It's the artist that did our comic book Verocco. I think it's drawn by Mike Bishop something. I'm gonna get it later.
Yeah.
I'll pull it up.
You
Anyway.
definitely get that to us. Definitely
Yeah,
get
Bishop
that to us.
illustrations.
There we go.
Oh, fire.
We
What-
already
so-
got it.
so
I
what
had
it-
it
so what
keyed
is
up
that
too,
about?
man. So Verocco, that's like a love letter to anime, man. So there's not a lot of representation for us when you look at anime.
Mm-hmm.
And so as a lover of anime, I wanted to see myself as somebody, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I know me and my friends, like, this going back, I got to dig back to my origin story now when I was
love that.
watching Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
You know, I had some friends, I'm in like 3rd grade right now, and we're making up this story, and I'm leading it. I'm like, all right, we got this character. And Verocco is just like an evolution. Like, it started very Dragon Ball heavy. And then I started watching Hunter x Hunter, Naruto, Jujutsu Kaisen, like so many different stories taking from them. The GOAT, Yu Yu Hakusho.
Always to
And
this
then-
day. To this day.
So the story is Verocco is more based on the power system. Power system is called Verocco. That's the name of it. It's basically using your inner energy, your chi, your ki, and tapping into the mana of the world, bringing those two forces together, and you can unlock one of 7 different powers, kind of like your nin abilities per se.
And you inherently don't have a choice, right? It chooses you, right?
It chooses you.
I like that.
And so there's 7 different ones for the colors of the rainbow. You got red through violet. And then the masters, there was a good one and a bad one, and they could actually use all 7 types. They had their forces. A battle, long war raged between the two. The good leader, his name was Chanje, he sacrificed himself to seal away the evil master Zandara. And his power is being reincarnated into our main character, Tyrant here, because he's got to relearn these abilities in order to defeat Zandara when he comes back. So that's what the story is about. Basically Chanje's old students and the masters of the 7 different classes now getting him up to speed so he'll be ready to fight Zandara for his return.
Real quick, I don't know if you mentioned it, but I want this to be super quick. Where can people actually get this? Because this sounds
content,
amazing. Yeah.
Oh man, I appreciate y'all. We are working on revamping the website now.
Yep.
Right now it's very bland, but check us out, countdownpublishing.com. Follow us on Instagram at Countdown Publishing. It'll be right there in the bio. We're also on Indie Planet. If you search for Rocco, it's in there. And this is just the first story we've got. Like I said, we've got the book I wrote in high school, Star. That's a story about high school kids getting superpowers. Me and Dom, we're working on a webtoon coming out. It's called Diamond Manor Chronicles.
Oh,
It's
that's
about
fire.
I love that name.
Yeah,
I love
bro.
that name.
You guys are good.
Thank you.
You guys are good.
Chris, real
That's
quick,
fire.
we got to get you. We had a past guest on Niall, and he's like a journalist reporter. Like, dude, we got to get you connected with him, man. Like,
100%.
dude,
That's
he's written. I believe he's written countless of stories, and dude, that would be such a cool like
connection,
collaborate, whatever
Yeah,
could happen. But dude, I'm my light bulb.
Yeah.
That sounds.
And he's a solid dude.
bro, sick, bro.
Yeah, great
Solid
guy,
dude.
Great guy.
Great guy.
We're definitely getting Niall back on.
Yeah. He's
Oh
gonna,
yeah,
you
we're
gonna see him.
Yeah.
we're gonna go see the Thunderbolts, bro.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
gonna go. Yeah, he great guy. We gotta get you connected. That would be really cool. I'm just
100%.
listening to this is an amazing Countdown Publishing.
And that's
Appreciate y'all,
that's
guys.
another connection
100%.
via AMJ podcast. That's what we're doing.
Come fuck with us.
We're uniting.
We're trying to help everybody.
We're creating a community, baby. That we want everybody to eat.
But
Now we're networking with friends.
yeah, come on. We're networking with friends. But with that being said, Kurz is gonna lead with this one. I'll probably jump in when I can. I think it's time. I think we did all the.
Can we get a drum roll? Yes, baby. All right, listen. I know we talked about this off screen. Are you guys ready for King of the Hill?
Let's go.
You guys ready?
Okay,
Let's
hold
go.
on. Let me go. One. This is for the last time. I know we talked about it, guys. For this one, the rules are: you pick by what you know, complete story. We don't go by your heart. We're gonna go by what we know is the complete story, the complete piece of work, anime and manga together. You guys, you get, and Ben, I don't know if I told you this, but I mean, I'll have a running timer in my head. I'll have something up. You guys are getting 15 seconds to deliberate for each one, because I don't want one you know what I mean? It's going to make it easier. You guys figure that out, and then we'll go.
I know. Are we doing individual?
No. It's
No.
just together.
We're a
Nerding,
unit.
we're
Yeah,
nerding
you
with
guys are
friends.
unit.
Okay,
Unit.
together.
friends.
All right,
Yes, sir.
all right.
You guys ready for it?
Let's go.
Kurz,
All right.
I'll jump in once we get to 6.
All right, fire. So we got Vinland Saga versus JJK.
JJK.
JJK, Hell's Paradise.
I still want to lean JJK, Dom.
So JJK, Hell's Paradise.
I'm gonna lean JJK.
Same.
Same? All right. JJK, Fairy Tale.
JJK.
JJ,
Oh,
yo.
Let's
I'll go
go.
Okay.
JJK it has better points. Like I said,
Okay.
I could be,
All
I
right.
could be
All right.
objective.
Wow.
JJK,
Phew.
Naruto Shippuden.
Naruto.
Specific.
Naruto.
Okay.
Naruto ship with it.
All right.
Naruto Shippuden.
I'm in. Tag me in.
Hey.
Naruto Shippuden or Dragon Ball Super?
Naruto ship with it.
I say I would go Dragon. Because Naruto. Because
Dragon Ball Super, and it's not over.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
We
saying.
don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And I would see based on that, I would say Dragon Ball Super. I think Dragon Ball Super is doing better than where Naruto Shippuden ended.
So
Okay.
we can let that one slide off trajectory. Is that what we're gonna?
But I would take Naruto Shippuden because it ended well.
We'll
So-
go with ship with it.
So you guys are going with Shippuden? All
Yeah,
right.
because Dragon Ball Super can still fall off a cliff.
All right.
Okay.
Ship
All
with it
right.
for 500.
That's fine. Okay.
Okay.
Naruto Shippuden or Chainsaw Man?
Shippuden.
Ship with it.
Naruto Shippuden or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood?
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yeah, Full Metal. Yeah.
Full
Short
Metal
and sweet.
There it is. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood or Freerin?
I'm gonna go Full Metal Alchemist.
Same. I haven't seen enough for Free Run yet.
Okay. Let's Full Metal Alchemist or Mob Psycho 100. This is a freaky one. Oh, so there it is. So that
I'm
was
gonna let you decide on this one because I've only heard great things about Mob. So even if I haven't seen it, the fact that I've never heard a bad thing about it says a lot.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah.
I've only heard good things.
That was a pitfall right there. That one was a pitfall.
I'm nasty.
It worked. It worked. That was a good one, Chris.
I'm nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thanks for reminding me about that
I'm
one.
about to say, and you fresh on Full Metal too.
Come
so
on.
You know
I'm fresh off both of them.
Oh, okay. So we're looking at
Yeah.
you. Forget the time.
Yeah.
We're looking at you.
All right, man.
It's on you.
I'm gonna give it to Mob just because it's a good mix, man. You know, no disrespect to Full Metal Alchemist, but I think
I defer.
I think I have to give it to him.
I'm not mad at that.
I'm not mad. You can never, at this point, where we're at, I'm not mad. Go ahead, Kurt.
Mob Psycho 100 or Attack on Titan?
I'm gonna defer that one to you then.
It's hard to say Attack on Titan is not gonna just run through the rest of this list. I'm gonna be honest.
Really?
I don't think it's perfect like everyone else does, but it's just so much things that went
Hey,
well.
man, there's a lot that they have not said that could easily take off Attack on Titan for me. I'm waiting to see if they're gonna. They hadn't even said no big three.
Yeah, they haven't said One Piece, and if One Piece come up, Attack on Titan.
Well, we said
we
said what's it called? Shippuden is not a big one of the.
Yeah, Shippuden is a big three.
Shippuden is not a big three anymore.
Oh, then we have a lot to talk about in the room forum. Okay. Continue.
So, what was the final judgment on that?
I'm gonna go Attack on Titan.
Okay. Attack on Titan, Blue Locker.
Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan.
My Hero Academia.
My Hero
Academia.
Ooh, My Hero Academia. One Piece.
Dang, yeah. He didn't get a chance to live. They even let Deku eat a little bit. Get out of here. One Piece.
One Piece?
One Piece. Absolutely.
That might be it right there, man.
Yeah.
Really? One Piece.
I'm curious.
One Piece or Dragon Ball Z?
Oh, Z. One Piece.
What? Oh, you guys.
Yeah, man.
And the King of the Hill is
One Piece. The One Piece is real. I love it.
That hurt my feelings. You just made me hype up Dragon Ball Z like that.
It's nasty work.
Hey,
I get nasty with this.
I was gonna say we're cool. We're always gonna be cool. But that King of the Hill, bro, we're planning this shit. It's not we're just throwing a bunch of shit on here. We're trying to, you know what I mean? You guys got to think. You have to think.
ChatGPT with that one.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah. I love that. Bro, we love this thing. Is the King of the Hill shit's never.
It's nasty. Nasty
that
work.
Shit's never.
Nasty work.
We're gonna constantly do that. We're gonna constantly do that. So, next up, we have. Are we?
This is the fun part of the show.
Are we here?
We're here. This is the fun part.
Guys, open forum, and we're not gonna waste any. We're not gonna waste any time.
And please, Dom. Can I be the one to start this?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh,
listen.
We're not gonna waste any time.
Ben, me and Dom were talking off screen. Can you give my dog a minute 30 on the clock, please?
I love this. We're not gonna waste any time.
On the clock.
We're on the clock.
On the clock, baby. Let's go.
So this is the problem that everyone has with Fairy Tail. They're looking at the show.
Yes.
Everyone is looking at Fairy Tail as if it's the same as every other anime. And the problem with that is the only thing is it came out around the same time, had the same kind of hiatus. But when everyone else went to go make their characters much stronger, Fairy Tail focused on making their characters people that you actually cared about. And they did that with everyone. Anime, like the heroes, villains, everyone in the show is someone that is directly tied to two characters. If it's not Zeref, it's Agnologia. And if you really want to look at it that way, it's really Agnologia because Zeref did everything he did despite of Agnologia. The thing about Fairy Tail that everyone is kind of misleading is the fact that they wanted more action. Is what was popping right then. Around that time, you didn't really have a lot of those shows that went the One Punch Man route, and Fairy Tail did. And I think what Fairy Tail has done successfully throughout that time is giving you several different moments where you not only see the main character grow, but you see reasons why he can beat the main villain, which is never necessarily just him. So they show it in a way that where people might look at it as the power of friendship. And the reality is the main character is the strongest because of things that are already explained. Everyone else helps him get to that point.
Wow, that was a really good minute 30. I gotta give you some props on that, bro.
At the zero, triple.
And I just want to piggyback off that. Another thing that fucked a lot of people up, they had no way to gauge
at all
Fairy Tail in the sense of power scaling. During that time, everybody was so heavily influenced by power. With Naruto, you could gauge how strong people were. In Dragon Ball Z, you can gauge. There was all the Hunter x Hunter, you could gauge. Fairy Tail never broke down their power system to where you can actually put it to stats and be like, all right, this person can beat this person because this and that. It was just straight off the muscle. Who wanted it more?
Can I add one last thing to that?
Go ahead.
Because I just explained something that I just kind of broke my own mind with it. No, I think the reason for that is because of Zeref's nature. I think everyone went through the villain arc because they were trying to live by what they believed Zeref tried to do. But I said it earlier, the only thing Zeref that was trying to do was kill Agnologia, which is the biggest threat to everyone. So Zeref's motives by nature were never really evil. So anyone who's operating because of evil based on Zeref, who also started magic based on emotion. Emotions that the stronger your emotions are, the more it's like hockey. Magic in in Fairy Tail is hockey. The stronger your beliefs and convictions in what you are about, the stronger you have the capability of who you are. Based on also who you are. A human can only do so much. Natsu is not only a dragon, he's also a demon. So he has the ability to take on more amount of that magic that no one else really does, because throughout the entire show, there isn't another demon who would learn Dragon Slayer magic. So he's just a cheat code in itself. But what they do well is that they put him away from like the problem for long enough for him to have to get there and basically be the final thing. But my problem with the problem with everyone else is their beliefs is in something that is actually flawed. Because if your belief is, I'm going to do all of this evil, my magic is tied to that before this person who isn't really evil, how strong can you really be?
I feel that. Listen, you guys, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it from the beginning. You guys sold me. I don't know if this was something that you guys planned before you came in here because I was talking shit off screen, but
no,
you guys did it. Did it. But I have a question for Chris.
What's up?
As far as I know, I was gonna save it for the fry watch, blah blah blah. But I have a question for you. Are you one of those people that believe Garp would have been able to whoop Akainu at Marineford?
Yeah.
Really?
I do. Yeah.
You gotta give me some kind of there's no way. There's no way.
So you're asking me, after Akainu turned Ace into a donut, do I think that Garp was about to do some damage to Akainu?
Oh, he would have definitely done some damage. There is no way in hell if Garp would have tried to fight Akainu, he would have walked away from that alive. There's no way.
Garp.
Yeah. Old word. See, that's the problem. There it is. And you took the bait. Oh, you Garp guys, man. Every time they hear Garp, bro, for some reason their eyes light up and they see young Garp, prime Garp slapping up Roger. That's not who was at Marineford. I have to remind you guys, that is not who was at Marineford. Okay.
But hey, I completely agree with you. That is not him.
Okay.
Because Whitebeard wasn't even him. None of these people are them.
Yeah.
That's what I love about One Piece. Like it's almost realistic to a point when you think about it. Because if we go back, we think about all these heavy hitters. I love God Valley theories.
Yeah.
Kaido was a cabin boy during the God Valley time. Like, he is still in his prime. There's a reason why Garp is so strong. Kaido is so strong.
Yeah.
He's not old.
Mm-mm.
He's older, but he's not old. That's why it took Luffy to do all that to beat him.
Yep.
My thing with Garp
Luffy
is,
and company.
and we kind of talked about it, is there's a lot of emotion evolved with, the hockey and whatnot. And I believe Garp would have been able to dig down deep enough to put it on Akainu because I don't believe Akainu's convictions are strong enough.
I'm glad you used that word conviction. Do you really? That's all Akainu has is his unwavering conviction to justice.
Absolute justice.
Absolute justice.
We're talking about the guy that got into it. That was a one-up. I don't care what anyone says. He fought Whitebeard. I know Whitebeard is not who he was.
Well, but he was dying. You can,
but
after what you
but
just
that's
said
nothing.
about Garp,
but listen,
you can't say the same thing about Whitebeard.
But listen, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, if you guys watched that fight, bro, I kind of took a lot from Whitebeard. Like, even though he was old, like, I'm not trying to take anything away from him. You know what I mean? But he took a lot of hits. If you guys haven't watched it in a while, I would advise that you guys watch that, bro, because I've gone through this conversation multiple times at my house. This is one of those times when we weren't broadcasting anything. We were just talking shit. I kind of ate everything, put Whitebeard down, right? Whitebeard, and we're talking about conviction. We're talking about, bro, who had more emotion than Whitebeard there, besides him and Luffy?
Luffy, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but Whitebeard was on a breathing tube.
But it doesn't matter. Look what he could have sunk. He could have
fine
sucked
too if I fought somebody with cancer.
But he could have sunk Marineford. If he wanted to, he could have fucked around and sunk Marineford. But what I'm saying is, I kind of fought him, and then after was fine and was ready to fight Garp. Okay, that's the kind of Marine he is. After fighting, he was still a Yonko. That's not a little. You understand? What I'm saying? Go ahead.
Let me think, because in real world time, that was a long time ago.
I'm trying to tell you.
And I think Akainu's convictions have wavered sitting behind that desk now. That's my fault. That's my fault.
100% agree.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's my fault.
And
we talk to really what you put into perspective, to go back and speak about Akainu at that time, what killing Ace meant to him.
Come on.
The links that he took to get there. I understand where you're coming from, but I will throw this into the equation, because it was, pre time skip.
Yeah.
There were a lot of things I think that Oda was starting to toy with, but never really got fully around to doing. Why didn't Ace use Conqueror's Haki at all?
Because he didn't know how to use it. He didn't even know he had it. The only time he used it was when he was a kid. He didn't know that was going on. Why would Whitebeard not teach him about Haki? Because Whitebeard never saw him use it. Whitebeard never saw it. Whitebeard wasn't there when he used it.
Let me ask y'all this.
They spent so much time together. I feel like,
bro, you have to know you. I have one more piece for this. I'll let you.
I will let you finish, because I want to pose a question based off of this. And I think
before all that.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Because I have one more thing.
You might ask it.
Yeah.
Because me and Dom talked about this off screen, and I forgot. That's another thing I love about One Piece.
Yep.
There's so much going on. There's so much to talk about.
Yep.
I'm a firm believer that you can lose Conqueror's Haki.
Exactly.
Maybe that'll be my hot take.
Yeah.
Because
we're gonna clip this one.
Yeah.
Because if you think about a young Ace, like when he first showed his Conqueror's Haki as a kid, like he was the leader of that group with him, Luffy, and Sabo. And he was the captain of the Spade Pirates. But as soon as he joined the Whitebeard Pirates, he did not have the will of a conqueror.
Your will's cut.
Yeah.
And I believe that Whitebeard, for as strong as he was, he might have even lost the will of the conqueror, because he didn't want to be king of the pirates. He wanted Ace to be king of the pirates.
Exactly. Their will was within each other.
Like, I feel like they could have both canceled each other out in that moment. And just speaking on this more, I'll admit when I'm wrong. You made some good points.
I'm trying to listen.
Chris,
this is the Pete. Go ahead, Chris.
I love that fucking take.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That wasn't even in my fucking mind.
Listen, I want you guys to remember one more thing, and then we can get off this.
Yeah.
Okay? I've made my peace. Listen, you have to remember, I know you mentioned there are a lot of things he was experimenting as far as hockey and stuff, but We know Whitebeard was capable of harming a Logia type like Akainu. We saw it happen. So he was definitely using armament hockey, right?
I think it was a devil fruit though, because if you saw, there was always
it doesn't matter. Devil fruit wouldn't allow him to touch in any type of. You need hockey. You need it. Yeah. So here's my thing. You guys have to remember there's one thing that has happened in One Piece that has yet to happen, right? And the full extent of a Logia fruit, like for real, because we saw what Akainu and Kuzan did on, what was it, Punk Hazard? Not Punk. Yeah, Punk Hazard.
Punk Hazard.
Right? They changed the climate on both sides of that freaking island forever.
Right.
We've yet to
black bladed that shit,
bro. We've yet to see something like, and they did that off screen purposely. We haven't seen Akainu really wake up, like
nor Aikiji.
Nor Aikiji.
No, because he's holding back in that fight.
And that's another thing that I was going to say. Yeah. It's very clear he's holding back because Garp even tells him. He says it doesn't matter who you are going up against. The minute you waver, like you said, you can't waver. Garp understands that, but Garp says all the time, I'm 100 times weaker than I was in my prime.
Mm-hmm. And Garp definitely wavered at Marineford. Yeah. He was completely shook between his duties.
Back and forth the whole time.
Come on, man.
Like, why did Roger do that, man? Roger set that man. Roger set that man up, bro.
One way to get back at your op.
Oh my God, yo, take my kid, bro. We're cool, right? We're cool, right? You can watch my jit, right? We good, right?
Yeah. And I know you gonna do it.
Yeah, he's gonna do it.
Literally,
he's a good guy.
But
play on your heart.
That's Goldie Roger showing like what type of person Garp was.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Even though that they were rivals and Garp had his ultimate plan was just I need to get Roger in cuffs.
Yeah.
No matter what, I need to put this guy behind bars. So the level of respect that Roger had for him to be able to feel like, you know, my child, they're wiping out anybody or anything that is linked to me. Mm-hmm. And give you him a full trust knowing that you're going to die and there's nothing else. You're not going to know what's going to happen to this kid, but you know in Garp's hands, he's going to be safe.
You can go in peace.
Yeah. You can go in peace. I can sleep and be okay.
That's a huge thing, what you just said.
Yeah, because you got to remember, everybody in that Rogers Pirates crew is still alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You could have left him with Scoppers. You could have left him with Rayleigh.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
They're alive and no one's being bothered.
Yeah.
Like, they all chill.
Rayleigh's
you could have left.
Crocus, Buggy.
Yeah, they're all vibing.
Kicking it. Like, no one's having issues.
Hey, Rayleigh.
Hey.
Here's my kid, man. Yeah, I got you, bro. You give him the Garp.
That's a fact. Whitebeard.
That's a fact. I'm not leaving no. You saw he ended up with Whitebeard, and you see what happened.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we talking about here, guys?
Yeah. But that's
all I got.
That's not Whitebeard's fault.
It's not. It's not.
Go after that.
It's not.
Yeah.
And Shanks told Whitebeard to tell him not to go. It's a lot of people's fault.
No, it's Garp's fault. That's
fault.
Garp's fault.
But whose fault it's not?
It's all Ace's fault.
It's not.
I don't know why you turn around for a piece of paper.
No, he didn't turn around for. Listen, that motherfucker turned around. That's how much love he had for Whitebeard.
I respect it.
Yeah.
That's how much love he had for Whitebeard and the Whitebeard Pirates.
And that's why he doesn't have Conqueror's hockey.
You don't understand.
No.
That's true. Listen, I'm going to tell you something.
What are we talking about?
The bond that the Whitebeard Pirates had is you have to think about this, right? Ace is captured. They're in an unsurmountable situation where there's no way you make it out of this.
There's no good ending.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's Pirates.
Yeah.
Whitebeard's on his deathbed.
Yeah.
Okay? There's no reason for him to risk. Everybody's risking their lives for Ace. That's how unbreakable this bond is. So for Ace, seeing them talk so bad about these pirates and knowing how many people lost their lives for him, he couldn't just sit there and let those guys talk that shit about his brother.
You're not gonna talk that shit when my dad just died.
Yeah, my dad just died.
I'm gonna do the same.
My brothers are dropping left and right. You can't. I couldn't even do that. So I don't fault Ace for what he did. I'm mad at it.
Yeah.
But I don't fault him because I understand that feeling.
I feel
that's good writing. That's
great writing. Yeah. That's great writing, man.
That's great writing.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna keep it G.
Yeah.
Great writing is gonna be the end of Aokiji.
Oh yeah,
for the same reason.
Yeah, Aokiji. They're
You can shake your head all you want, but just like we said, like yes, maybe Aokiji was holding back, but if we think about two people who were holding back, having to go against someone who they loved, look at the difference between how they look. Look at Kizaru, who's laying it down crying. Look at Aokiji, who can't even look up because of what he just done.
Bro, speaking of Kizaru, bro, he's fucked up.
Yeah,
Kizaru, bro, he's fucked up.
He done, son.
Kizaru's fucked up. Bro, he's quitting the Marines.
I have a theory that all of the Marines will end up fighting each other at some point. I think it's going to be a admiral on admiral battle.
Like battle royale. I would love to see that.
At some point it's on the way.
We all know
because if you look at it, I mean, it's going to be because I think what would happen is Rengoku would go down first. He's clearly the worst.
Yeah.
I think Kizaru would die. Not Rengoku. No, I said it right. Green Bull.
Green Bull.
Yeah, Rengoku. Rengoku. Yeah.
When did you start calling him Rengoku? You been calling him Green Bull.
You know the craziest thing is you're the only person who calls him Green Bull. I like his name because I say it right.
I call him Green Bull.
I call him Green Bull.
But I heard when you say Rengoku,
I didn't. I lost. I'm not gonna lie. You lost me,
because I know how to say it.
I recognize that was his name. When I was like, oh yeah, that is his name. Okay.
He's the only one I call by name.
I thought you was talking about Sengoku for a minute. I was like, hold up now. Buddha got some fight in him.
Are you throwing Sengoku in that battle royale?
I think Sengoku just chills until everyone's out of the way and he can select who he wants under him.
And hitting everybody with Buddhist palms.
Yep. I think he eventually takes his place back, and I don't think it's going to be Kiji is damn sure. Or I don't think it's going to be like Aokiji steps back into place. I don't think Kizaru's coming back. I think he gets to finally just retire and do something for himself for once. I don't see maybe Fujitora, but personally I think Fujitora is running sword.
You're forgetting one.
Maybe Kobe, but Kobe got a long ways to go.
No,
Kobe has to beat Aokiji and then beat Akainu.
So here's something. So we're all in Elbath, right? And they've been throwing in our face that time moves different in Elbath. So who's to say once they get off of Elbath, Kobe's not an admiral. He's not.
The funny thing is about that, we were talking about that today or the other day, and we just noticed that they hadn't left Elbath since being there.
Yeah,
and not just he might be an admiral. The Holy Land is on fire.
Yes. Oh, you saw the spoilers. It's Dragon. It's Dragon.
It better be. It better be.
At some point, you have to move.
On a quick side note, when Elbath first came out, we did a bingo card, and we have a bunch of things that we predict will happen in the arc. We got a few knocked off. We got Shank's evil twin. We got the Gorosei making a move, but something on there, and I think this one might stay blank. We have Dragon does nothing. I think my boy done finally did something.
Can I tell you something? Ben, can I get a minute 30?
Of course you can.
Oh my God. This is it, dude. I love that minute 30, bro.
Here we go. You ready?
I love that minute 30.
Listen.
On the clock.
All right. We're here. There's fire in Mary Joie.
Yep.
Dragon's pulling up. Right? Mm-hmm. Dragon's having that moment with Emu. These two are going to have a clash. Right? And now, mind you, this is all going on while Elbath is going on. Mm-hmm. Right? Dragon loses to Emu. And I hope it's not a low diff. I hope it's a one of those fights where we actually get to see Dragon open up. I don't think he makes it. I think either he dies and then Sabo elevates to become the actual leader of the Revolutionary Army, because they've been throwing in our face before Elbath even happened. Flame Emperor, Fifth Yonku, right? They have been setting that pedestal for him to surpass Dragon. Right? I think when they come off of Elbath, Luffy's going to see a completely different world that has changed, and his brother is going to be the new leader of Revolutionary Army. He's going to be older. He's going to be wiser. He's going to be well-versed in the Mirror fruit. And I think it's upsetting, but I think we're going to end Elbath with Luffy never getting to have an interaction with his father.
I don't mind that.
I wouldn't mind that at all. It's never mattered to him.
It never mattered to him.
Brilliant take, by the way.
Yeah. Listen. Can I tell you guys something? I have a minute 30 ready right now in my head. I don't know if I can follow that up, but we'll just have a sneak peek because we're going to have a One Piece conversation coming up real soon because of these spoilers. Listen, Ben, I need a minute 30, and then we're going to get into that. You know what I mean? The best part.
Type shit.
We're going to get into the best part.
On the clock.
I'm on the clock. I don't need a minute 30. Listen, I talked about it. I know you guys have seen the video. This one's bubbling. I told you guys about the genie. The Gunko is a genie clone. I see some guys are riding with me. Some people aren't. Hey, this is why we're here. Everyone has their opinions. Okay? But now with this new spoiler, they use the word moment of deprogramming. Same words I used. Okay? A lot of people wanted to say, no, she's emu. No, listen, there is a reason why she is acting the way she is, and it's completely left from how she acts when she's a true holy knight. Mm-hmm. And now it looks like, with the new stuff in the spoilers, that it's leaning that way. It might not end up as Genie per se, you know? But I know she's not this is an individual person. This is somebody that used to be somebody. You understand what I'm saying? Because with we're talking about the king of the world, the god of the world. That's what she said. We don't know yet. Said. Mm-hmm. And the minute that Gunko had a second of deprogramming, she was so close to it, she had to step in and get it right back. That means something. I'm good.
We were talking about this yesterday. I feel like it's like a Venom situation where Gunko, like the real Gunko, the one that broke free, that's like the Eddie Brock.
Yes.
And then you have Emu, that's the symbiote. Mm-hmm. And then the person we've been following, that's the Venom, the combination
of that. Yeah, two. We are Venom.
Mm-hmm. I like that take, and kind of to piggyback off of that. They said in the spoilers that Brooke realizes like they have a moment, and that was when the deprogramming came in, where they kind of touch on like Brooke saying, "I feel like I know her," and not from like know her from his days as
a pirate
during that time skip. This was like 60 years in the past.
Yeah,
is what they said in the spoilers. Mm-hmm. So this is very relevant that she is being controlled by Emu. At some point, something happened in the past where Emu was able to say he looked, because they're all about races. So there's probably something special about her that Emu picked out and said, I need this person.
Did you all read the most recent spoilers?
The ones that just dropped today and yesterday? Absolutely. Yeah. Listen.
Where they was talking about how she said dad? Or something?
Oh no, I did not see that. Whoa,
listen, that's where we're gonna end it. We're gonna end it. I knew this was gonna be fucking fire. The only reason why, because we didn't realize, we lost track of time. Ben had a full day. He was shooting. There's a lot of memory, but trust me, this is not gonna be the last time.
Yeah,
we're the AMJ is nerding with friends.
Yeah,
what a way to end it.
Yeah,
right. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So the reason why we say that is because I'm sure you guys have seen the socials, you know, the respect and the appreciation that we have for our guests that come in and take the time to sit here and talk about what we love. You know, we have a gift for you guys. Benjimoto, do your thing.
Without further ado, nerding with friends.
Things. Hey. Oh, that's cold.
Hey.
I love it.
Listen, I'm glad you guys love it. I'm always gonna do this. I'm gonna throw them out. Shout out Odd Parallel, guys. I'm sure you guys see that's our sponsor, man. They've been looking out for us the entire time. Odd Parallel, man. I appreciate you guys, and I'm sure they're gonna love your guys' reaction on this, man.
That's beautiful.
Oh, yeah, love that.
Yeah, man. We'll definitely send over that PDF.
Yeah, thank you guys.
We're always looking for artists too, because we've got a lot of stuff. You know, we want to make more books and webtoons, and hey, that's another connection's been made.
Only two hands, man.
Let's do it.
Only two hands.
Let's do it. Listen, we gotta run. We've been past the 00. We'll get you guys back on AMJ Nerding with Friends. NoxFX signing out.
Thanks.
Casey Silverback, you already know what time it is, baby. We back, we never left, and we're never leaving.
That's
Ooh, that's tough. Like every single time, guys. It was a pleasure to have you guys nerding with friends. What a blast. AMJ out. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Here we go.
Peace.
That's fire. I love that.